Hey everyone, welcome to the session by Intellipaat. My name is Anirudh and I hope you guys had a fabulous day today. And in this session, we've been taking all of your requests and we've finally come up with this amazingly curated video, which is what is artificial intelligence and how to go about learning artificial intelligence, guys. So there's a lot to cover. I have so many interesting things to tell you, and make sure you stick till the end to know how you can fast track your way to become an artificial intelligence engineer, guys. So here's the agenda for today. We'll quickly have an introduction to what artificial intelligence is. Later, we can check out a timeline about how artificial intelligence originated and all the way till date. And then we can check out the types of artificial intelligence. Well, how intelligent is artificial intelligence is something we'll be checking out as well. And then we'll be checking out if there is a dark side to artificial intelligence, and at the end of it we'll be checking out about all of the domains that artificial intelligence has been helping on majorly in the last coming years, guys. So pretty much diving right into the first point of the agenda, it is the artificial intelligence in a very simplified manner for you guys. So this is pretty much an introduction, right? So to go about giving you the exact details, let us consider it this way, guys. So let us head back to the 1950s for a couple of slides now. It was such a different world back then, right? Because in the 1950s, computers were just very limited machines. There weren't a lot of processing power at all, and it was basically a huge box which used to do a very tiny thing, unlike these days where a tiny thing in our hand can do a lot, right? So think about that. And then everything from sense of fashion was extremely different in the 1950s, and then it was an era of a lot of wars, world wars, the cold war, and so much more. When you think about the earlier part and the middle part of the 20th century, it was pretty much a very different place than what we actually live here now in the start of the 21st century, guys. So pretty much one important aspect comes into picture when we talk about artificial intelligence. It is the year 1956, guys. Well, pretty much in the year 1956, the term artificial intelligence was actually coined. Well, how did this actually come to happen? I mean, a lot of us might actually know that it was coined at the Dartmouth conference and so much more. But what exactly is this conference? Well, in 1956, for a couple of years, basically, there used to happen, there used to be meetings and a couple of meetups where a lot of scientists and researchers used to come together under one roof. And this eventually was called the Dartmouth Conference. And here, basically, what started out as a summer research project, and it lasted about 8 weeks. And at the end of it, the product of their research and the product of basically their entire project was one person who coined out the name what is artificial intelligence, and it has ever been stuck with us right back from 1956, right? So I hope you got the Lord of the Rings reference there. So it's one conference to rule them all. It's basically one ring to rule them all if you haven't got that. And coming back to the presentation, so even after 64 years of the term being coined by Mr. John McCarthy, he is regarded as the father of artificial intelligence, guys. Even after 64 years, the world is still going mad, still going gaga about artificial intelligence when you think about it. Well, especially in the last 10 years, right? I mean, everyone is on the trend of artificial intelligence, and it's just gonna go like this for the next couple of decades is actually what analytics tell us, guys. So here's a quick excerpt that I read. Pretty much this is from the person called as Daphne Koller. She's a scientist at the Stanford Artificial Intelligence Lab, and she says that John McCarthy believed in artificial intelligence in terms of building an artifact that could actually replicate human level intelligence. Replicating a human is pretty much the toughest thing that even these big scientists could ever think of, and this was thought about way back in the 1950s as well. And she says that he was very happy with a lot of artificial intelligence today, because at the end of it, it is not replicating the human level intelligence that it was actually sought out to be. And it is said that he wanted artificial intelligence to pass something called as the Turing test. Well, if you guys know about the Turing test, just head to the comments section and talk to your fellow viewers and let them know about the Turing test. And if you cannot hold on to the curiosity, give me 2 or 3 more minutes. I'm going to tell you what the Turing test actually is, guys. So on that note, we need to check out what artificial intelligence actually is. So let me give you the breakup of the textbook definition, guys. Well, the definition goes like this: it's the theory and the development of computer systems, basically, which are able to perform tasks normally, which actually requires a human to do the task. It might be something as visual perception, speech recognition, decision making, and translation between multiple languages as well. Well, that definition will make sense if you actually go through it twice. I mean, this is the textbook term, right? So I usually keep all the sessions very simple for all the viewers, from the beginners to the advanced level, guys. So, you can have a lot of takeaway from it if we actually, go about simplifying certain things for you. So, the current goal of artificial intelligence, if I have to put it in one picture, is basically to tell you that it is just mathematics on steroids, guys. Because when you think about it, all artificial intelligence is trying to achieve is better ways and faster ways to do something that a human can do. A lot of terms like machine learning, deep learning, and come into the picture when we talk about mathematics as well. Because at the end of the day, to achieve artificial intelligence, we use so many concepts which involves a lot of mathematics and implementing this mathematics using code, guys. And at the end of the day, it's mathematics plus programming which will actually lead to us achieving cognition, guys. So what about the future? Well, again, achieving cognition has always been the goal, even of the even it's been the goal of the person who actually coined the term as well, and pretty much every one of his followers and everyone who wants to do something with artificial intelligence pretty much can tell you about how important and how amazing it would be to actually achieve cognition. Well, by cognition, I actually mean that getting a machine to replicate what a human can do exactly the way the human does, or even do it better as well, guys. So what do you guys think about it? What do you think in the future? What do you think artificial intelligence has a grip in the future? So head to the comment section and do let me know there. So then you might have heard of these terms, as I mentioned, right? Machine learning, deep learning, and so much more. Well, guys, I would love to explain all of these to you guys, but we've already put out a lot of videos on our YouTube channel, and we have amazing subject matter experts writing out blogs for us as well. So if you want to know more about these terms, machine learning, deep learning, or how they are used to achieve artificial intelligence in general, I suggest you head to our YouTube channel after this video, and then you can go about checking our blogs as well. But hey guys, make sure you stick till the end of the video, because I'll help you fast track your career to become an artificial intelligence engineer, and I'll be giving you a special coupon just for the viewers of this video, guys. So on that note, let us quickly check out the timeline of what artificial intelligence was, what it is now, guys. Let us head back to 1943. Well, it was the time of World War II, guys. It was almost ending, and pretty much this person is the reason, in my opinion, why World War II ended. I am a major history buff, and I believe personally, and many people agree with me, thousands of people agree with me when I say this. Mr. Alan Turing, who was a British mathematician, was the person who ended the world wars, because the Germans used a very nice coding system which was called as the Enigma, and they used to use that to send messages. And well, the Allied forces never got to know what these messages were, because they were all encoded and they just look like rubbish. But Mr. Alan Turing developed the first artificial intelligence machine. He went about using a lot of mathematics, a lot of formulas. It took a lot of days, months, and years to go about cracking this amazing encoding system, which was basically generated by the Germans to go about sending their messages, guys. There's also a movie on that, so if you could watch that, it would be pretty nice as well. So this person, alongside breaking the Enigma, also it was called the Turing machine, basically, and then he invented something called as a Turing test. Well, what does the Turing test do? Well, I just told you 3 slides back that I'm going to explain it, right? So here it comes. So basically, consider this scenario that you are a human, and you obviously are humans, right? So basically, you're just sitting in front of your computer and you're asking a couple of questions to random people around you. And instead of saying it as random, let us consider 2 situations. One, your questions are being seen by a computer, and the other, your questions are seen by another human. So whenever you ask these questions, if you cannot figure out the difference between the answers that the computer can give and the human can give, I mean, if the answers are equally good where you cannot tell apart between the computer answer and the human answer, that particular computer which answered for you has passed the Turing test, guys. So that computer is intelligent enough to pretty much give you answers just like a human, and it can do a damn good job at it, guys. So this particular test, this sets the bar for, an intelligent machine, let's say. Because if a computer can fool someone into thinking that they're actually talking to another person, then we can say, to a certain extent, that pretty much that computer has achieved enough cognition, because it is pretty much going about, let not say pretend, but it's trying really hard to replicate a human, and it's doing a good job at it as well, guys. So fast track to 1956, again the term was coined there, and scientists begin to tackle the concept. They were like, okay, now the term is set, let's work on it. And one of the top scientists, his name is Mr. Marvin Minsky. So basically his view, along with McCarthy's view, got him very good funding from the then American government, United States government, who basically hoped that, with the help of artificial intelligence, it will actually give them an upper hand in the Cold War, which was ongoing back then, guys. So pretty much Mr. Marvin Minsky along with McCarthy actually got good funding from the government, and they went about doing that as well, guys. So this another important thing happened in 1956 was, they basically, Mr. Marvin went about starting the artificial intelligence laboratory at MIT, guys. And this lab, right from 1956 all the way till 2019, and 10 years from now, has been punching out amazing solutions to the world's problems, and it has been the most efficient laboratory in terms of artificial intelligence that the world has ever seen. And there are very intelligent people, and very much a force in these people, which drive them towards achieving artificial intelligence, is what I can tell you, guys. And then again, a quick fast track to 1981. Well, 1981, artificial intelligence actually got commercialized. So this person called Mr. Ken Olsen, he is the founder of Digital Equipment Corporation, guys. So basically here he realized that, as a business leader, we can actually, start making use of artificial intelligence and start selling artificial intelligence to the common folk as well. And then fast track to 1997. This was one of the most important key moment, in my opinion, back in the 90s regarding artificial intelligence, because this was the first time there was a chess tournament conducted between the grandmaster Gary Kasparov. He was a world champion multiple times in chess. He actually played against IBM's Deep Blue. Deep Blue is basically their then supercomputer, and then Deep Blue actually defeated the world's best chess player at that point of time, guys. And people were saying that IBM's Deep Blue could actually think like God, because it was evaluating over 200 million moves in the game of chess at once. So for every move, it could bring up 200 million combinations of how you could go about playing. How amazing is this, guys? This is still 1997, and then artificial intelligence was already on the roll, and people could say it could think like God. I mean, that is a huge statement, and every time I go about reading about Kasparov or Deep Blue, I am amazed by the fact that this actually happened. In fact, multiple tournaments happened. You can probably read about it after the video, guys. And then fast track to the 21st century. We are finally at 2002, guys. I'm sure most of you might have heard of Roomba. Well, Roomba is a company, pretty much, it's from iRobot. It's basically a carpet cleaner, and it's a vacuum cleaner, guys. So it's a robot vacuum cleaner. So, in my opinion, again, this was another big achievement, because all it took was just few layers of behavior generating systems, which basically guided this machine around your house, around your living space, and it could efficiently clean carpets and floors autonomously without your help. And this has been sold across the world as well. There is 15 million units sold, and I use pretty much Roomba every day. So it basically has a docking station where it comes out of its docking station. It cleans our living room. It goes into the bedrooms. It cleans the bedrooms, and pretty much it just comes back, knows where its docking station is, and just goes back, charges, comes back again 2 times a day. You can program all of these, and it is an amazing thing, guys. It doesn't even, sometimes it starts doing it at the middle of the night, and I'm taken aback. Basically, you can set all of that. You can set the timings of which your robot actually starts cleaning and all of that. But it's actually amazing to know there is an autonomous system that I personally use to get my housekeeping stuff done, guys. So they've sold about 15 million units of these across the world, and that number is rising as well. And then coming to the maybe not so nice part of it, in a couple of people's opinion, but in my opinion, again, another amazing use of this is in war machines, guys. So many autonomous war robots were pretty much deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan. In fact, 2000 plus robots which are capable of war, everything from helping our soldiers carry heavy loads, defusing bombs which would be a threat to the life of the soldiers, patrolling enemy area, till all the way till they could make a stable war robot which is capable of inflicting heavy damage on the opposition forces, guys. Well, this is good in terms where our forces or any country's armies, navy or military forces are not put into immediate danger. Well, if the robot pretty much is shot dead or whatever, if it's malfunctioned or something, or if it's taken a lot of damage during the war, there is no life lost there, and that is the important thing, that is the good thing. Well, the bad part of it is if this pretty much keeps on going, then every superpower, every nation who's a superpower will want to go about hoarding these. And then, I pray to God there isn't another big war coming. But if there is, then we will, see a lot of these war robots, guys. That's the sad part of it. And I'm sort of confident it really won't come to that. But if it does, then you can see a lot of robots there, guys. Let's just pray it doesn't come to that. Well, the next important thing, in between the robots and the Tesla Autopilot actually came about Google's self-driving car, guys. So I'm not sure if you guys know about Google's self-driving car, but instead of just telling you what the self-driving car is, I just thought of telling you the Tesla Autopilot directly, guys. Here, basically, this was the biggest breakthrough in terms of artificial intelligence technologies, because Tesla, as a company in the United States, co-founded by Mr. Elon Musk, started providing cars to the public where the car could drive itself throughout, it could park itself, and all you had to do is basically sit in the car, and every 15 minutes or so you had to hold the steering to make sure that you're not sleeping or something. So how amazing this is this. There is a photo on your screen right now on the top right, if you can check it out. That is an actual photo from the car's dashboard, guys. So it basically, instead of having a huge speedometer or something, it has this amazing display where it shows you, it detects all the cars around it, it detects rain, it detects the shortest distance, guys. You have to read about Tesla's Autopilot, and I'm sure many of you guys will find it fancy, guys. In my personal opinion, if this is brought throughout the world, the capabilities of self-driving, that would be an amazing thing, guys. We've already seen a lot of companies actually bring out parking aids and autonomous parking, and it's basically called as parking help or whatever it is. A lot of companies like BMW, Skoda, and Mercedes, and all these big guys have already had autonomous parking capabilities. But when you think about why when you think about how it goes about in every country, I'm sure it's very different. But then when you again contemplate about it, if this was brought to every country, it would be amazing, right? And then coming to 2019, guys, I mean, it's one more month to the end of 2019, and one amazing thing happened this year is pretty much in the field of medicine, with respect to artificial intelligence, guys. Well, because artificial intelligence, as we all know it, has been helping the world in many different ways, and it has done so in the field of medicine as well. Well, it can be used to ameliorate reading time for digital breast tomosynthesis while maintaining or improving the accuracy of the reading. Well, what it's basically trying to tell us is that artificial intelligence is basically helping us to accurately make sure we detect cancer cells early on, guys. So this, again, we already know the victims of cancer, and we already know that it is an uncurable disease, and it takes a lot of time, endurance, patience, and so much more to go through with this, guys. But then if artificial intelligence can help us to check out what cells are harmful, what cells are harmless, basically what cells are benign, and so much more, then definitely this would help, right? Well, it has actually, the research has already been done, it is being implemented in many countries, and as a part of an artificial intelligence researcher, I am extremely proud of the fact that we've brought artificial intelligence down to the field of medicine, guys. So on that note, we need to check out what's next. We've seen all these different fields, and I'm sure there are hundreds of fields that I could have put in here due to the shortage of time, and pretty much to keep it to the scope of this tutorial for all of our viewers, I had to cut it down, guys. But take a second, head to the comment section, and let me know what you think about the views of artificial intelligences, and what are the other applications that you find amazing, guys. Give me a second, and I'll just grab a quick cup of water, and I'll be back in 20 seconds, guys. Yeah, so I'm back, guys. So I hope you went to the comment section. I want to see a lot of comments. I want to see a lot of interaction on this video because artificial intelligence is one technology which has been here for 50 years, and I'm damn sure it's going to be here for 50 more years or more, right? So on that note, we need to quickly check out what are the types of artificial intelligence, guys. If we keep diving into the depth of these, then it might actually go out of the scope of this video. So let me quickly tell you what are the types of artificial intelligence. Well, we have three different types of artificial intelligence, guys. One is narrow AI, next is general AI, and then super AI, guys. With narrow AI, it's basically it is the concept which is meant to assist or take over specific tasks and do it better than a human would do. Basically, an example of a narrow AI would be pretty much your mobile phone assistants, right? It can be Siri, Alexa, Cortana, and so much more. So you just make your work easier. Instead of opening the calendar app, setting your calendar, all you do is say, "Hey Siri, set my calendar for so and so." So that again is a very good example of narrow AI, guys. Coming to general AI, it's basically taking knowledge from one domain and transferring this exact knowledge into another domain. Well, general AI will almost require the intelligence of a human. If it will not require more intelligence, but you have to match the intelligence of the machine with a human or something very, I'm sorry about that, very close to that. Well, a good example to give you about this is when you think about it, it's usually very advanced level of chatbots. I mean, sure, Siri, Alexa, all these are amazing chatbots. And then general AI is again a lot of mathematics involved here as well. A very good example would be AlphaGo and so much more, guys. So AlphaGo is basically again another computer which beat the world champion at this game called Go. I wouldn't say it has the cognition level of a human, but pretty much, even though it sounds simple on the outside, it is actually very complex. And even the world champion said that this is the most intelligent Go player that I've ever met in my life. So that brings us to super AI, guys. Super AI is on another level, guys. This is I would say artificial intelligence, mathematics, programming, all on steroids at once. Because when you think about it, super AI consists of machines that are extremely smart compared to humans. They can outrun a human, outthink a human, outgun a human, and so much more. For either good or bad reasons, super AI is pretty much either in good terms or in bad terms, guys. I've never seen neutral sentiment about super AI, but for the scope of this video, all you need to know is that super AI is pretty much the domain which consists of machines that are extremely smart when you compare it to humans, guys. So on that note, we need to quickly talk about what is the cause for all of these intelligence, guys. So what makes artificial intelligence intelligent? Well, in my personal opinion, the art of training a machine is amazing, guys. When you think about it, you can go about showing your computer images of cats and dogs and asking it to classify it for you. I mean, from our childhood, we have been trained by either school or by family members or friends to know what a cat looks like and what a dog looks like, but your computer does not. It might have taken you 3 years to figure out the differences, or 1 year to, let's say 1 year, you took 1 year to figure out the differences. Your computer will probably take 5 seconds or 10 seconds to figure out this entire thing what took you 1 year, guys. So when you think about it, everything from a very simple cat dog classifier all the way till achieving cognition, in my personal opinion, is just art, guys. Because at the end of the day, taking a concept which does not exist and bringing it right up to the level of a human being, and in a lot of people's personal opinion, human beings are the most intelligent species out there right now. Well, unless there are aliens and all the conspiracy theories. Well, jokes apart, well, coming back, bringing a machine up to the level of a human is definitely achieving cognition, and it's being done right, guys. So we need to think about the challenges we face when we go about making artificial intelligence intelligent, guys. There are 4 important points which pose as challenges. One is knowledge, guys. Because again, when you think about it, when you have to train a machine to figure out stuff on its own and hold these and implement it later is very difficult. This brings us to the second point. Well, holding it, if you think getting your machine to hold information and to make sense of it is difficult, then think about learning, because you can learn at a rapid pace, at a slow pace, or whatever it is. But getting your machine to learn, getting your machine to understand about a new concept, contemplate about it, work with it, analyze it, store it, and use it later is something very difficult. And this brings us to the next thing, which is problem solving. Even though you got your machine to have all the knowledge and learn very easily, it needs to go about implementing all of these in a perfect way, guys. Well, it can have the knowledge of all the worldly things which goes by, but what is the use if it cannot solve a problem? Because again, all the artificial intelligence terms or whatever points towards artificial intelligence mostly is a problem, right? Anything in the field of military, medicine, or so much more, we give the developers, the researchers, the scientists a problem so that they can solve it for us easily using artificial intelligence, right? So if your machine cannot solve a problem, then it is pretty much no good, guys. And this is actually very tough to achieve as well. And next comes obviously cognition, as I've been telling you for so many times right now, because again, bringing your machine up to the human level is again a very daunting task, guys. And in the middle of this, let me give you a very quick fun fact. I'm sure most of you guys might have heard of it already. Artificial intelligence has been used in terms of litigation, litigation and law and court and so much more as well. How? Well, I'm sure you guys have heard of JP Morgan, right? They are the banking giants of the world, and they came up with an artificial intelligence model which basically was used to go through and analyze some legal documents. You wouldn't believe the numbers, and the first time I read this a couple of months ago, I was taken aback, guys, because when you think about it, it reduced the workload from 360,000 man hours to a matter of seconds. Think about it, 360,000 hours of job. This is what it takes a human to do it. But as soon as they implemented that model, it just took the model a couple of seconds to do it. And I have read that the model is very accurate as well. So when you think about it, think about the odds, 360,000 hours and a couple of seconds. So, if you didn't know this fact, then I hope you find this very entertaining, and I hope you guys feel very interested about this fact at the same time, because we already know artificial intelligence is being used in every field, but not many of us know how it was actually used in litigation, right? So I just found it very interesting to tell you guys about that. And this brings us to the dark side of artificial intelligence. Well, is there a dark side? Well, you remember Elon Musk, right? The founder of Tesla, the founder of SpaceX, the founder of SolarCity, and so much more. He's basically a billionaire entrepreneur, guys. Well, he says that, at least when there's an evil dictator, that human is going to die. But for an artificial intelligence being, there will be no death. It will live forever. And you will have an immortal dictator from which, you can never escape. So, I am sure our views on this particular topic, we can debate about it all day, all night, and we're going to have very different opinions about this. And we need to respect people with very different opinions about this, because at the end of the day, all of these, what we look at as different opinions actually come under one umbrella, and it helps develop artificial intelligence in the right way, guys. So, I hope there is a good in fact, I am sure that there is a good way and a good path for the development of artificial intelligence, but you can never know at any point of time. Well, according to a lot of experts, that it might take a turn for the bad as well. Again, let's hope that it doesn't go there. And on that note, we'll quickly bust a couple of myths and facts, guys. So the myth is that super intelligence by the year 2100 will be inevitable. Well, when you think about it, it might happen right now, it might happen in a decade, in a couple of years from now, or it might never happen at all. To achieve super intelligence, again, as we've been talking, is a very, very, very challenging task, guys. And the myth is that, only people who do not know about Luddites are basically people who are not very well informed. That only these people are worried about artificial intelligence and all of its bad things for the future. Well, not exactly, because even many top artificial intelligence researchers are concerned about how it's going to go about in a good way or in a bad way as well, guys. Another myth is that artificial intelligence is turning evil, it is turning conscious, and so much more. Well, the actual worry that we need to go about doing is, artificial intelligence actually turning to be very competent with a goal that would be misaligned with our particular goal. So it might take a very staunch deviation from what we set it out to be, and it could do something on its own. So that is the actual worry when you compare to the myth. And then to bust another couple of myths, people say that robots are being the main concern, like those Terminator movies and whatnot. Well, again, here as well, misaligned intelligence is again the main concern, because we live in a world of technology. In every device, every home, I'm sure most of the world is connected through an internet connection, right? So you will not need an actual robot in case if something goes wrong as well. So that is something to think about. And then artificial intelligence cannot control humans is a myth. Well, intelligence actually enables control. So we do this very sad thing where we trap animals in cages and create zoos around them. I mean, I'm not much of a zoo fan. I hope I do not offend anyone regarding that. So we are smarter than tigers and all of these other animals, so we can go about controlling them because we are smarter. Now think about a machine which is smarter than humans. It can go about controlling us as well, right? So that is a fact to think about again. So machine cannot have goals. Well, this is wrong, because again, let us say two planes are fighting in the air. It's called as a dog fight. So two planes are fighting, and the plane behind just launched a missile. If you have seen in a lot of movies that I'm sure you would have, this missile exactly knows where the plane is and to go hit it. This basically works on the concept of heat seeking. Well, it has detectors in the front of the missile which will find the hottest thing it can see and then just go hit it. So the hottest thing in a plane is, in the plane which is in front is its engines. So this will basically chase the plane's engines and hit the engines. So that is a heat-seeking missile for you. And then the next mythical worry is that super intelligence is just years away. Well, not really. It is a couple of decades away, as I've pretty much told you. But again, it might take way longer than 2 decades, 3 decades, 4 decades, and so much more to just to make it safe for us to use as well, guys. So that is all with the dark side concepts that I had to just inform you guys in case you weren't knowing. So this brings us to the next concept, which is basically the domains in which artificial intelligence has its hold, guys. Again, number one, as I've been saying for a long time, is healthcare, guys. That is the best thing that I've seen artificial intelligence being put to, and there are so many things live as well. So it has been so subtly integrated into your lives that you would not even know it is there. When you think about it, probably you just open a health app installed on your mobile phones or your computers. You'll be talking to a chatbot instead of a human, and you wouldn't know it. Most of the time you can just set an appointment with your doctor and ask more information about your appointments and so much more by just talking to a machine instead of talking to a human on the other side, guys. And from that till helping detection and curing of cancer is again an amazing thing in my opinion. And the second thing is stock trading, guys. As an investor personally, I could sort of relate on this as well, because if stock trading again is again a very tipsy-turvy world, right? So sometimes you lose money, sometimes you make a lot of money. But if you had a way, if you had a different approach, if you had a more intelligent being to look at graphs, to look at data, and to make better sense of it than an expert trader, then that would be an amazing thing, because you could end up making more money and losing less money at the same time, right? So this brings us to another next thing, is sales, guys. Well, this is a personal recommendation from me, because here at Intellipaat, let me tell you how we implement machine learning and artificial intelligence for our sales team, guys. So we get about 10,000 or 15,000 sales leads every single day. Imagine calling those 10-15,000 people, guys. So it would be a daunting task to go about doing it, but we have a machine learning model which is in place, which basically helps filter out these people, categorize them, and make sure it basically makes sure that they get in touch with our course advisors, and then later our course advisors basically help them get the course that they were actually looking for, guys. So this makes the entire process of going through the part of sales a very interesting, a very simple, and we get lot of analytics from that as well, guys. So this is us at Intellipaat using artificial intelligence to help out you learners as well, guys. So that brings us to my final thoughts regarding artificial intelligence. So you might have this question at this point of time: will artificial intelligence take over the world? Well, when you think about it, since we are the most intelligent being right now, it is as good as we are, because if we are extremely good at programming, our artificial intelligence model will be extremely good as programming. So it totally depends on us and how good we are, unless machines start writing code and they can write it better than us, right? So until we go there, we are the most intelligent beings we know, and then artificial intelligence will be as good as we are, guys. So how long will it take? Well, a couple of decades from now, again, this is another topic which is hot for discussion, and I'll just let you guys be there. And I have the probably the most famous meme for the last 10 years on your screen, guys. So just give me a second. I want another cup of water. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tiny bit of humor that we go about putting in this video as well, guys. So that brings us to this question. So where can you guys as learners go about for further learning, guys? And I always champion this one quote in all of my videos. It is that an investment in knowledge always pays the best interest, guys. How strong is that quote? If you want to learn more about everything that we've checked out in this videos and much more, make sure you head to our YouTube channel right after this video. You will find videos curated by a subject matter experts, software architects, and so much more. And all of these subject matter experts are putting out videos, taking in a lot of requests as well. So if you have video requests, you can go about head to the comment section and let us know there as well. And then if you're not much of a YouTube fan and if you like to read a lot, then we have an entire blog channel set up. Again, here we have SMEs who pretty much write a lot of blogs, which are very well written, well made, just for learners all the way from the beginner level to the advanced level as well, guys. So on that note, as I promised that I'm going to be showing you how you can fast track your way into being an artificial intelligence master. Well, this is the artificial intelligence masters course program, which is provided by Intellipaat, guys. This is done again in collaboration with big people of the technology world, who are IBM. So we have 8 courses, 22 projects, and 166 hours of artificial intelligence that we want you guys to learn on and master in it, guys. You will be learning everything from machine learning, deep learning, TensorFlow, artificial neural network, statistics, data science, advanced analytics, Tableau business intelligence, Python and R, MS Excel. Guys, there is so much more that I'll just guide you through in a second. But when you come to think about it, we have made sure that we keep it very, tailor made for you guys as well, guys, because we have instructor led training and self-paced training as well. If you cannot find time in your weekday or your weekend where you cannot have an instructor led live session to help you, you can always pick our self-paced training where you can learn at your own pace. But the advantage of an instructor led training is that you can clear your doubts then and there in the live session, and it is pretty much like you sitting in a virtual classroom along with your instructor and learning, guys. So the instructor led training program is again another very very reputed thing that even I as a learner have has used a couple of years ago, and I wish it was better back then as well, guys. Now it's an amazing thing, and a lot of our learners actually prefer either of them, what's comfortable to them as well, guys. So you have 166 hours of instructor led training, 178 hours of self-paced training, you have 268 hours of exercises, lifetime access, you get globally recognized certifications, job assistance to 80 plus corporate tie-ups. You can again if you have a very strict schedule even for your self-paced training, you can go about calling us and we'll make sure that your training is flexible and that you can pick up your own timing and help you with that as well, guys. And the best part about any certification program is, in my opinion, the support which is given later, right? So we have a 24/7 lifetime technical support and query resolution, and we have a team who sits there just for your support and after sales requirements, guys. So basically there is a lot of things. You can even download our entire curriculum and read about it. So here's a couple of courses that you learn: data science with R, Python, machine learning, artificial intelligence, NLP, SAS, Excel, Tableau, and so much more, guys. So the blue ones are the instructor-led training ones, and the orange ones are the self-paced video, guys. So you'll start with MS Excel, data science, SAS, Python, Tableau, machine learning, and at the end of the 23rd week of your training with Intellipaat, you will be a certified artificial intelligence engineer. And this is what your certificate will look like, because it comes from our tech partner, which is IBM. And as you can check out, it is accredited by IBM basically, and this is a wonderful certificate to make sure you sell yourself well to all of the employers around you, guys, because Again, making use of the certificate, you will be recognized in multiple big companies such as Cisco, Cognizant, Musigma, TCS, Genpact, Hexaware, Sony, Ericsson, among all of the big giants as well. You can check out all the reviews, all the testimonials that our learners pretty much put out, and we have a very good section about the frequently asked questions as well, guys. Well, regarding this, if you have any more questions, you can always get in touch with us, guys. And again, as I said, thank you for sticking till the end of the video. And just for the viewers of this particular video, I have this very special coupon code which is called YouTube 30, which will give you a flat 30% off on the courses, guys. So make sure you pick up your phones and give us a dial on the numbers given on your screen, on the Indian number and the US number, or wherever you're from, guys. We will cater to you at the earliest, and you can go about using the coupon code. If you have any suggestions, any recommendations, any queries that you have that you need help with, you can always get in touch with our course advisors 24/7, 365 days of the year, guys. You can also shoot us a mail, support@intellipaat.com, and we are always here, always happy to cater to learners, guys. So on that note, we have pretty much come to the end of the session. I hope you guys had I had a lot to take away from this session, and I hope you guys actually reflect on a lot of artificial intelligence things that we learned about. But if you need to learn more in depth, again, as I've suggested, the channels you can go about thinking, go about checking out. And if you're looking to master artificial intelligence and to get certified in the same, just you know what to do, guys. So just go for it. And I hope to meet you guys on the next one. As always, goodbye, guys.